Hey black belt candidates, it's Mr. McQuaid and I'm gonna go through your black belt journal today in this video. So please make sure you watch this entire video with your family. Make sure you ask any questions as soon as possible because we'll be discussing the aspects of the video as we go. Okay, so number one, you open it up, my black belt journal, pretty simple. You'll write your name, you'll write your black belt target date, which is December 2020. Next page is the requirements, link in the chain. Okay, that's the first thing right up here at the top. This is on page 1. This is by far the thing that gets the most questions every single black belt cycle. So what is the link in the chain? The link in the chain is essentially, you think about a chain like this. You got my instructor's instructor, my instructor, me, and then you. And you're creating the next link in the chain. And the idea is to get the word of martial arts out there somehow in a way that benefits your community. How can you do that? You can ask your gym teacher if you can teach a couple kicks and punches and talk about your martial arts journey in school. You can ask your teacher if you can have 5 to 10 minutes to talk about your journey through martial arts at Action Karate in the middle of class. You could do some sort of community project like collecting for the homeless, collecting toys for Christmas, as long as you can think of some way to add some sort of martial arts aspect to it. And it could even just be like explaining your journey and how you've never given up and how hard it's been to get to this point thus far and how you're not quitting and giving up. Written test. This test is enclosed in your journal. You need to type this out. I can't accept any handwritten written test. Even though it says written test, it's pretty much a type test. So type it out, hand it in, or email it in, but you need to let us know when you email things in because, we get a ton of email, guys. So you need to let us know when you send things in, otherwise it might get lost. Required reading. You need to read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There are 3 versions for adults, teens, and kids. Pick the one that's most appropriate in 2 to 3 paragraphs or Facebook Live video. Share what you've learned, important and more importantly, what you're going to implement. What does implement mean? It means how you're going to use that information to better your life, okay? Tell your story. Black belt candidates, tell your martial arts story of struggle and triumph and it has the website here, bit.ly/action effect. And that's you in your own words. Mom and dad can help you type it out if you want, but in your own words, writing all the times you've struggled, all the times you wanted to quit. Do not make this cookie cutter. Don't make it, I got through my journey, it was easy, right? Tell them about the times you wanted to quit. Tell them about the times you wanted to give up. Tell them about the times you felt like you couldn't keep moving on and how you got past that. That is what's going to be most beneficial. Remember, the idea of the tell your story is other black belts in the future are going to be watching these videos or looking at what you're writing, and they need that kind of inspiration. They need that idea of, oh, I'm not the only one struggling right now. All right. And then parents of black belt candidates, write and share your child's story on either a Google or Yelp review. Okay, and then it has the instructions for Google or Yelp. This is a really awesome way to help out the school, and it's a really great way for people to see what black belt is all about. Yes, black belt's about kicks and punches, but you know what it's even more about? The times where your child wanted to give up, the times where your child wanted to quit, the times where your child struggled, pushed, and persevered. And those are the kind of things that only prospective students are able to see. And if they see that, you might just create another link in the chain and encourage somebody to take a journey like you did that benefits them the way it benefited you. Okay, next page. All right, physical requirements. This is meant to be one of the hardest physical tests of your life. I know every black belt test I've had was one of the hardest physical tests of my life, right? So prepare for it. There is a ton of suggested exercises that you could start doing every single day. That is the best way to prepare right now. All right, curriculum requirements, all right? It has all of your curriculum requirements in this book and the pages are listed. Go through this book and I'll discuss that in a little bit as well. Black belt attitude journal. Start 21 days before the due date. I'm gonna post the due date in the comments below. If this is on Facebook, I'll post in the comments. If it's on YouTube, I'll post it in the description. But wherever you're watching this, I'm going to post the due date. It says before testing, there is a different due date. Everything is due at the same time. And I'm going to post that in the comments below. So please look out for that. Everything is due. The written typed test, the link in the chain, everything like that. Oh, and back to the link in chain real fast. What do you do once you've done it? Write up what you did. Post a video of what you did, right? If you're unsure of how to submit that, please let me know. But those are a couple different ways, okay? And then it has resources right here. This is the AK University on Teachable. So bit.ly/AK University. Use the coupon code BLACKBELT. Create an account and use that coupon code, and you can find all of your katas, all of your self-defense in that website, okay? Has the table of contents. All right, so read through that just so you know where everything is. Has the pretest date and the black belt challenge. Keep an eye. Again, I posted, it's in the application, that Google form that I posted, the pretest date and the testing date. The pretest date will most likely not change. The time, as we are revamping our schedule a little bit, the time is likely to change. So keep an eye on that, okay? Yep, and we go through it. You know, it talks a little bit about the link in the chain in the next few pages. Here is your typed test, okay? There are, how many? 10 questions, okay? Please think through the answers. So don't just write perseverance. Don't just write good. It's important, you know. Read through the answers, okay? And really think about them. 2 to 3 sentences an answer, okay? Has some of your stances, physical requirements, okay? Kicks, and all this is great, guys. More kicks, some punches, and you could be tested on all of these. And they even have some pictures in here as well, which is amazing. I wish I had this when I was on for my black belt. I've never had this. And then it has your combinations on page 23. You need to know and be able to perform each of these combinations on a bag, on a partner, on a wave master, in the air, okay? And then it has your self-defense, okay? So your self-defense here. And then it also has your katas. There are 6 katas that junior black belts are responsible for. And there's 10 or 11 katas that senior black belts are responsible for. Oh, and this, by the way, all here on page 23 is only for junior black belts, okay? And then we get to the senior black belt requirements. So page 24, and Miss Stephanie is going to be going over all this with you guys, but page 24 all the way to page 32 are all the senior black belt requirements, okay? And then you have your black belt journal on page 33, all right? So that's all I'm going to be, I'll go over a little bit more. So black belt journal, I want to see 1 to 2 sentences per question per day. All right, what I don't want to see, I am thankful for life, family, and food, right? To a little bit more than that, okay? You're only supposed to answer once a day. If you're writing just one quick word and that's it, I'm going to assume you did it all last minute and I can't accept it, okay? And then on page 55, so up to page 54 is your attitude journal. On page 55, it has the suggested exercises. If you are worried about your fitness, you're nervous about the test, which you should be. It's hard. It is really hard, team. Really, really hard. Everyone in this class can do it, but it's going to take a lot of work. Do these exercises every single day, all right? And instead of jump ropes, we don't do jump ropes anymore, but do mountain climbers instead, guys. Anytime it says jump ropes, you can do mountain climbers, all right? And then finally, on page 61 is just black belt notes, okay? Ask any questions you have. Do not wait until the day before pretest, until the day before the challenge to ask a ton of questions. Write down your notes. As you're practicing throughout the week, write down your notes. Put your questions in the notes. Put your questions on our Facebook group. That's why we have a Facebook group. Ask your questions at prep class on Friday nights. That's what it's for. However, you need to ask them, right? You can't wait till last minute. If you keep putting it off and wait until last minute, you're not going to pass this test, okay? And that brings me to my final thing, right? There are people who do not pass this test. There are people who need to retake it, sometimes 2 to 3 times. So what you need to do is you need to give it your all. If you do end up not passing and you have to retake it in the spring, do it because you gave it your all and you just need more time, right? There's no dishonor in that. There is dishonor in quitting and giving up. The only way to truly fail, ultimately fail, is to quit and give up. I know this was a long video, but I hope you watched all of it. I think it's really gonna help you get your journey started. And remember, start this off on the correct foot. If you start this journey off lazy or sloppy, then that's how it's gonna be the whole time. You need to start it off correctly. And remember, we're here to help you, so ask for help. Hope you guys have a great day. I hope that video was helpful.